All right. Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Coach Greg Romero here, and today we're going live to answer your BMX racing and performance questions. Question of the day is, why do you race? Why do you do it? If you guys are just showing up into the chat room, please go ahead and ask some questions. Thank you for the thumbs up. Please give me some questions. Let me know what your BMX racing and performance questions are, and also, more importantly, why do you race? We're going to go ahead and go over a talk on why we do it, because I think it's really important. And it's really important because, well, we have to have the motivation, the ambition, the fuel to get on the path, the fuel to get into the gym, to get to the track, to do sprints while it's raining. Hey Bobby, how you doing, man? Thank you for the hi. I'll give that a quick like. Boom. There you go. All right. Well, I think I spoke for about a couple of minutes where no one was in the room, and all of a sudden we got 10 guys, we got 10 eyes on me. And like I said, it's really weird when you go live and you never know what you're going to expect. But, I'm basically in a room in my office in San Diego all by myself, and I'm talking to a computer screen, and I can see that there's people watching me, but I can't see you. This is not even fair. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning if you're in Australia. Good evening if you're in sunny Southern California. And it's almost good night if you're on the Eastern time zone. Anyways, we're going over reasons why you race, and see if I can give you a couple different reasons, to help you configure your reasons rather. And so if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Give me a comment below. Give me a shout out. Give me a like. Give me anything. Give me some interaction. More interaction, the more I'll talk. All right. So basically, we're going to go ahead and begin. If you guys have any questions as it pertains to BMX racing and training and performance questions, make sure you guys write a comment. I'll get to that here at the end of my little quick talk as to reasons why. That is the theme today. All right. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a reason why I'm doing this live, because I want to share my knowledge of BMX racing and training and performance. I do what I love, and I love to share. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share. And, when I was younger, I wish there was someone, I'm trying to be that person that I wish I had access to help guide me along the way instead of trying to figure it out, especially with my father, him and I going back and forth and bickering over a hobby that I was trying to do, and have fun and, and try to get that learning curve quick, sharp, and out of the way. Hey, Jim, what's going on, man? All right, so we're talking about reasons as to why we do it. And so, when we first get involved in BMX racing, I think the first and foremost reason why we get involved is because, for the most part, I would say a good portion of us would say, hey, that looks pretty fun. That looks pretty neat. That looks like something I can get involved with. It usually starts off as a hobby. Then usually there's some kind of subconscious reason as to why you want to do it. I know for me as a kid, thinking back, my subconscious reason as to wanting to do it was, well, I just wanted to be a part of something, right? I want to be a part of the community. And I also wanted to do something different other than what my other friends were doing, But for the most part, I wanted to have fun. I wanted to do it for the camaraderie. Some of you guys might find that you first start off doing it for fun, and then all of a sudden, you get serious, right? You do it for fun, you do it for the camaraderie, and then all of a sudden, you're doing it for the competition, and now you're looking for tips and training secrets to get faster, right? So you can go back out to the next race and smoke the guy that beat you last week, or to improve the number on your plate, or to go to the next national and make that main, or get your first national win. There's many reasons as to why we do it, and I think it's important that we understand clearly what our reason is, why we're doing it, what's our purpose. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be our fuel, right? It's going to be our motivation. Motivation kind of comes and goes, but more importantly, it's going to be the ambition behind the motivation. The ambition is going to be the key energy system that's going to get you out of bed when you're tired. It's going to get you to pack the bike into the car and head to the track when you can easily just stay home, cook dinner, put your feet up, which isn't a bad thing. But when you have ambition, going to the gym, going to the track, taking action, getting down the path, okay, that's going to keep you on track and on the path, especially if you have a big goal. So you have to get the reasons why you want a number one plate, or you want to win a race, or even if you just want to make the main at world championships. Why do you want to do it? Write it down. Write as many reasons as to why you want to do it, and then make sure that they're heading into a positive way, meaning they're going into a positive direction. Okay, because if it's a negative direction, then it's going to be unsustainable. So it's important that you're heading in a positive direction as to why you're doing it. Is it good for you? Is it good for your family? Good for your community? Good for your world? Is it more than yourself? Because if you could do it and it's more than yourself, then, oh my gosh, you're going to have so much energy to not only do the training and be motivated to do sprints and get to the track, but you're going to have a little bit more oomph. You're going to have a little bit more power, a little more pep in your step, a little bit more snap in your gait when you have a clear direction and reason as to why you're doing it. So, and I think more importantly, what happens is, a lot of these reasons are short term, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of these reasons, once we accomplish something, you're done. You have to find a new reason as to why you're doing it. Okay. So it's important that as you progress, as you achieve the things that you want to do, that your reasons also progress. It's important that you do that. Some people might want to win. That's why they want to do it. They want to win for the recognition. Perhaps they want to get a new sponsor. Okay, so what happens when you get the recognition, you get the new sponsor? You're done. Create a new reason, create a new goal. Create the new goal and then start eliciting new reasons as to why you want to accomplish that goal. Those reasons are going to be that white burning coal, right? That white burning hot flame that's going to give you the ambition. That's going to override motivation, because motivation is very temporary. I mean, I could tell you to, you could be done with this live broadcast with me and just be motivated to go do squats or sprints. Of course, it's late at night, but that's short-term lived, right? A lot of motivation. You can go through social media and follow the most, motivated person, and you can get excited for a second, but can you sustain it? And that's what this is all about. It's all about sustaining your success, sustaining what you want through eliciting the reasons as to why you do it. So I think that's about it. That's real quick. I'm going to go ahead and get into the Q&A here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Over here to the right, it is for me. That's where it's at. And so I'm going to go ahead and answer the first question from Leland Hill. Thank you, Leland, for joining me. Leland asks, just love riding my bike. At 57, I still work on my skill set. Yeah, man, I think that's awesome, man. I mean, I love to ride my bike too. I don't race today. And, today I actually found myself in the gym doing a BMX type workout. And my reasons are a little bit more different. And the reason why I wanted to do it was, well, as it pertains to health and fitness in my life, I'm looking for flexibility, strength. I'm trying to prevent osteoporosis and strengthening my tendons and my ligaments. Okay. And I want to be strong when I ride my bike. Okay. I'm not racing, but I have reasons. Jim says, fun, friends, competition, and staying young and healthy. Yeah, man, absolutely. I think the sport definitely keeps us young and healthy. Provide that you don't crash, but for the most part, it's definitely a sport that keeps you young. It keeps you on your toes, right? You have to be energetic to do BMX racing. You have to be explosive. So we tend to work on those things day in, day out. What other questions do we have? I have about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and proceed with dinner. Again, we're talking about reasons as to why we do it, but if you guys have any other questions as it pertains to BMX racing and training and performance, let me know what it is. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, today I went into the gym. I had a lot of fun doing single leg step ups with a barbell. I think I got up to 155 pounds. My goal is to get up to my body weight. And I know if I can get up to my body weight, then I'm going to be putting out the desired output that I'm looking for when I'm sprinting my bike. All right, we have another question coming in from Adam Scoggins. Adam, thank you so much. Hey, I'm really, really grateful for you guys asking me questions, because if you guys don't ask questions, then I'm just sitting here talking to myself. And that feels weird, especially when you're in a room and I'm staring at a screen and I'm talking to you guys, and you guys can see me, but I can't see you. It's weird. Adam asked, how can I get my 11 intermediate son to come out of the gate quicker? He seems to wait until the gate is fully down before he leaves. Interesting. Adam, I think at the end of the day, you need to ask him, and ask him in a way that says, hey, you know what? I asked Coach G this question. He told me to ask you. That way it's not so much on you, Adam. And just say, hey, for what purpose are you waiting for the gate to be fully down? All right. And then he might hesitate. His eyes might look around. He may not know, but there's a reason as to why he's waiting. And it's probably an unconscious program or block that's preventing him from reacting. Maybe that's a total mind read, and please forgive me. Maybe he's just not leaving soon enough. So you need to find out, hey, are you leaving the gate down on purpose? That's what Coach G wants to know. Okay, if he says no, okay, then the next question you need to ask him is, well, what is the indication that gets you to react, to move the body weight forward and start pedaling the bike? Is it something that you see, hear, or feel? Is it a light? Is it a horn? Or is it just a feeling? I don't know. You need to determine, what's going on. And of course, Adam, when you find out, please send me a private message, and I can help you, later on in the week when you find out. Thank you very much for the question. Now, Adam, please forgive me if it's a physical thing and you're looking for him to leave quicker. Well, check out the last live video that I did. It was last Wednesday, I believe. I've been doing these. I've been trying to do these at least once a week, Wednesday or Thursday around this time. And I went over techniques on to develop a faster reaction out of the gate. And one of the things that we talked about was plyometrics. We spoke about sprints. Okay, so check that out. Oh, Adam, here we go. You're right on. It's mental. He is watching. Okay. Yeah. So you got to get him. Is he waiting for the fourth light to turn on before he reacts? He needs to react on the first one. I mean, if you're a beginner, if you're a pro, listen, it's a universal quantifier. Everyone is reacting on the first horn or the first light. That's it. All right, Bobby asks, training question for legs during the season. Do I still keep the reps from 1 to 3 and once or twice per week leg days? And once or twice per week leg days? I think it depends, Bobby. It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to overcome plateauing, then you need to switch your training up. You might want to switch it up between strength and power. Maybe you could train strength and power the same, mutually exclusively, excuse me. So basically what that means is maybe in the beginning of the week, you train for explosive power, focus on lighter weight. Low reps is still cool. That way you can get a good quality of rate of discharge, which is just working on your speed, working on speed of contraction. And then later on in the week, you can go ahead and work on the strength component, which is the force component. And with that, yeah, you could still keep it, 1 to 3 reps. I would presuppose that you're going pretty darn heavy, Bobby. 1 to 3 reps is pretty much in the 85% to 95% of your 1 rep max range. So yeah, so switch up your intensities. Maybe for 3 weeks you go from 85 to 87.5% to 90%. And then, you're keeping the reps anywhere, respectively, the first week to second week to the last week. I'm sorry, from the first week, second week to the last week, you're going to go maybe 3 reps, 2 reps, 1 rep. Maybe the last week you're just doing more sets, only 1 rep, but at a higher intensity of say 90 to 95%. I hope that makes sense. Paul Whitehead. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the questions, Bobby. I appreciate it. Paul, big gear gate starts. Thoughts? If there is still a place for these in a training program. I don't recommend big gear gate starts unless you plan on racing with a bigger gear. Then that's the only time I recommend training with a big gear as it pertains to a gate start, because at the end of the day, listen, you want to do gate starts with the gear that you know, okay, 100% you absolutely know that you're going to race with. And here's the reason why. Your body, it adapts. It adapts both neurologically and also physically. And if you're going to do big gear gate starts and then you go ahead and put a little gear back on, then you're going to have to react even faster. And the body has already adapted to moving, not only recruiting a certain amount of muscle motor units, but also discharging them fairly slower. So when you put a smaller gear back on, the muscle motor units are going to be different in terms of the demand, and also they're gonna fire differently. So I think you want to definitely do your gate starts with a smaller gear. Now, here's the thing, for what purpose do you want to do big gear gate starts? Please answer me that, and then I'll join you. Hey, my boy Lance Kevion, he joined, and Lance and I, we used to race around the neighborhood in San Ramon, California around 1983. We both had Diamondback silver streaks. What's going on, Lance? Good to see you, my man. I'm over here live with the BMX training community, talking to people all over the world. Oh, Adam came back. He says he's watching the gate. Yeah, you don't want, Adam, I think you got to get your kid to either look at the lights or listen for the horn, and he needs to react either to the first horn or the first light. That's it. If he's watching the gate and he's going off of that, he's going to come out late. BMX, you pretty much almost have to anticipate the gate being dropped. So if he's waiting to leave when the gate is dropped, he has not anticipated it, and all of a sudden he's reacting late. So, Bobby, you're welcome. Adam, I also want you to know that Chris Allen from DeSoto BMX does an awesome job of promoting you. Yes, man, I am grateful for Chris Allen, man. He is the man. Love going to his track. Maybe one of these days I go back out there and I do another Faster First Straight camp out there. Man, in fact, you know what? Maybe I'll shoot him a text tonight. Any other questions as it pertains to BMX racing, training, and performance questions? I have another comment back to Paul Whitehead. I don't know where he went, but he never answered my question as to what purpose does he want to do big gear gate starts. Here's the thing. If you're looking to increase strength, especially for your parents out there, listen up. Be aware that there is a good way to increase specific strength as it pertains to on the bike training by doing bigger gear work. There's nothing wrong with that. Just keep it as sprint training. Don't do it for the gate start. The gate start is a whole nother, the gate start is a technique thing. It's a reactive thing, and it's a neurological programming thing, and you don't want to mess with the neurological programming. All right. Our unconscious mind, our neurological system, it's all like a software program. And once you start tweaking with the software, it's gonna launch and react differently. You don't want to write anything that is not encoded for what you want to do as it pertains to specific racing. Hope that makes sense. Jeff Van Der Dre, please forgive me, Jeff, if I mispronounced your name. Jeff says, plyometrics, how often a week and what exercise can you combine with it? Ooh, great question. Plyometrics at least one time a week. I think plyometrics is key, especially if you're going to do a reactive type plyometric. So meaning, you do 2 or 3 reactive jumps in a row. So let's just say that, you start off with even a basic jump squat or what I would call a quarter squat jump. Okay. So basically you jump up and then you land. As soon as you land, you're already thinking about quickly getting off the ground, spending the least amount of foot time on the ground and just reacting. And that's really good because at the end of the day, coming out of that gate, that first pedal, when we move forward, we're actually building a lot of kinetic energy concentrically, right? Well, this isn't really a leg, but what happens is you're going forward, but you're creating this bend in the the hip, knee, and ankle joint, it's getting flexion, you're building up all this kinetic energy, and then you have to react and respond to that once it's built up to snap out of the gate. And it's just going to be this big rubber bands and snap. So plyometrics is definitely key. Good question. What would I combine that with? You can combine that with sprints. You know, if you're doing a sprint workout, you could do sprints and plyometrics in the same workout. You could try it before the sprints or try it after. I've done both. Both are very effective. I like it in the beginning, and that way I can get more out of my sprints. But if you're looking for more reactive power, maybe try it after a sprint workout, but it depends on what kind of sprint workout you do. So if you do a ton of sprints to where you're tired, then the plyometric training will not be effective. However, if you do the plyometric training before, then your sprint training will be very effective. So definitely before. Give that a try. Great question. All right, let's see here. We're 22 minutes in. I got time for 3 more questions. Adam Scoggins says, he has gone over the gate before, and I feel like that has made him have a mental block or anticipating the gate. I'll try to work on it with him. Yeah, man, absolutely. Adam, I don't know how old your kid is, but you know, definitely kids that are, well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm 45 and I still consider myself a kid, and something weird can happen, and it's like, okay, you're going to be very conscious. You're, you know, something weird happens on the track. If you fall, or, you know, you hit the gate and you go over and you have something that scares you mentally, unconsciously, you're going to build up a block to prevent you from performing, or basically get you to avoid that. And, you know, as a practitioner of neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis, I tend to find that a lot of kids' hesitation is due to a previous accident. I remember having a client that I worked with at the Grands a few years ago, a kid named, well, I'm not going to say his name, but he was 8 years old, and mother came up to me and says, "Hey, Greg, you know, my son he's not getting out of the gate. Every time he gets out of the gate, he just shuts down if he's right next to kids, especially." And I said, okay, well, what had happened in the past? Has anything happened in the past when, you know, something occurred, such as an accident? And she says, yes. The kid went down with another rider. They tangled up around the 30-foot mark. And then ever since then, especially, it only happens during racing, he'll hit the brakes about at the 30-foot mark. Unconsciously, it'll happen every time. And what was making her frustrated was, please forgive me, I was burping. What was making her frustrated was that during practice, you know, back at home and also local racing, he was firing out of the gate. You know, he was going really fast. He was jamming. Then he shows up to the race, and of course you go to a national. There's just more people. There's more competition, and at a local race you might not have a full gate, right? Unless you're like in Chandler, Arizona, where, you know, five and under is probably getting semis. George Vick can probably attest to that. But at the end of the day, he's not used to getting out of the gate next to people, and then all of a sudden he's asking himself, he's asking his unconscious mind when he comes out of the gate, hey, what should we do? And the unconscious mind is saying, I don't know, what did we do last time? Oh, well, we hit our brakes. That's what we did when we were right next to other riders. So yeah, man, I actually do NLP work, so look that up. I'm happy to help you. I can help you on the side for that. I'm not going to do that here. Yeah. So, you know, key thing is, we all have mental blocks. It doesn't matter if we're 5 or 55. We all have mental blocks, and those are things that we have to work with. And it's not like it's a macho thing where it's like, dude, you know, you just have to focus and you just have to man up. No, that's crap. You know, at the end of the day, the unconscious mind is running the show. Okay. The conscious mind thinks it's running the show, but the conscious mind is only 5%. The unconscious mind is 95%. We are walking hard drives. All right. But that's a whole nother esoteric conversation, and that's not meant for BMX Training Live. Okay. All right. So any other questions as it pertains to BMX racing training and performance? Again, if you guys just came on in the beginning of this video, we spoke about why do you race? And I thought that was a really good topic to go over because, you know, again, at the end of the day, The reason is going to be your ambition, and that ambition is going to override your motivation. We spoke about how motivation is short-lived. Anyone can get motivated really quickly. Unfortunately, it is really, really short-lived. So make sure you guys go back to the video, leave a comment, and share the video. I really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't had a chance, make sure you guys go over to YouTube, youtube.com/BMX training. I'm going to be consistently putting up more videos over there. And I would love for you guys, and I'm inviting you guys to join my community over there. I'm also creating a personal page that's a little bit away from BMX. It's a little bit more directed towards business and also just, entrepreneurs and, basically anyone that wants to tweak their performance mindset. And your performance mindset is in everything you do. It doesn't matter if, you're a blue collar worker, you're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you're retired. We all need to work on our mindset. So I'm over there, BMX training. I don't have a / URL over there because I have to get 100 subscribers to get that. So I'll leave a link below on that, and you guys can go over there and check that out. And I would really be grateful if you guys supported me and subscribed to that channel as well. Any more questions before I sign off? All right. Well, I am 26 minutes in. That was my planned duration. Again, I am so grateful for you guys to join me. It's really weird when, again, you're in a room by yourself talking to a computer. There's a bunch of people. I can see there's quite a few people over here that can see me, but I can't see you. Again, I really, really appreciate the opportunity for me to help you with your BMX racing and training performance. I love what I do. And again, you guys keep the rubber side down, keep working, keep training, keep working on your reasons. And I'll see you guys next week, or I'll see you guys at the races. Thank you very much. Have a good night.